All right, so what happened last letter? We had Castus. He has decided not to betray us. He's been put back in line by Rirel. Thank you very much. He came back crawling to us like, oh no, I decided that I shouldn't betray you. I should, fall in line. Where? We replied, asking him what he thought about the Spy Master and what he was told about this particular mission. We're starting to probe him for information, which I'm a big fan of. We need more info. We're getting more info. Jozef, you are the spineless coward who defended the Spy Master this entire farce. You forget already that it was I who protested this from the beginning. I will remind you that I reminded the Spy Master that my place is in battle, not in infiltration. When the Kins agreed to the brat joining this trial, they demanded the Spy Master send his finest warrior to guard her. But I only agreed should I get a head start on the bloodshed. It was I who inspired the crystal packages. Seems like I've helped more than you. The Spy Master and I have been unstoppable, conquering kingdoms and worlds alike, enforcing and destroying. I have collected more souls for my glory than you can comprehend. You won't believe the trophies I've earned, but this blacksmith you speak of could show you. That is the only need I have of a smith. On second thought, you have attempted to stall me twice now, once when we first came, and now asking me about the Spy Master? What is your goal? This may be your only chance to speak with me man to man. Castus R. The deal he made with the Spy Master was that Castus would do this whole infiltration, where, waste my time. Me small brain want to throw axe at people and blah, blah, blah. That little man in the corner. See how small you are, Castus? Look at me. I can, this is actually getting quite pathetic. He only agreed to do this should he get the head start. He'd be allowed to destroy all of humanity before anyone else can help. And so that inspired the crystal packages. From what we understand, and this is kind of more evidence to this, which is nice. Each of the mimics have 2 crystals on them, on their persons, one that takes them back to hell, and then one that takes them back to Earth. So I think what Castus proposed, or maybe the Spy Master proposed to Castus when he complained, which is much more likely to be the case. Castus comes to Earth, decides they're weak enough to kill. He goes back to hell, says, yep, invasion's on. He comes back to Earth before anyone can organize. He gets a head start. So hopefully all of the mimics have this package, because that'll let us visit hell to get some information, get some new equipment maybe, wink, wink. He's a man of action. He doesn't like games. That makes him hard to control, but maybe easier to misdirect. Okay, I like this. We know that's true. He has been very hard to control. That gives us, and when it comes to stuff like this, from now on, I want the trajectory to be towards us fighting him. How are we going to do that? How are we going to get that done? Where are we going to fight? How are we going to meet there? And most importantly, how are we going to give me a significant advantage? Because I don't know if you I'm definitely not portraying this correctly. It's probably more like this is probably more what we're dealing with. He's a big boy. I'm going to need quite the significant advantage. I'm also assuming I'm quite confident he's a fair bit older than me. I'd be surprised if any of the mimics are younger than me. Castus is starting to ask the right questions. He's called us out for stalling and asking about the Spy Master. He's getting dangerous. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He and Rirel are getting dangerous. Falcon's the only one that we have any security over. But we did pit Rirel and Castus against each other. We haven't quite figured out what Rirel's ends are. His pride seems to be a weakness. Maybe be able to push him into an area with a challenge man-to-man. Yeah. 100%. I think that this is the only chance to speak to me man-to-man is an opportunity but an ultimatum. It is very final. All right, well, it seems like we're running out of time on every front, both in that this is becoming a problem and he's making it a problem and he is a problem. I say we answer it with a provocation of our own, embarrass him heavily. Okay. Yeah. So we're not controlling him. We're misdirecting. We're saying, hey, don't focus on this whole infiltration-y back and forth, asking questions. We both know you don't like this. Let's just fight. Let's just get you hyper fixated on that so you stop worrying about all these things. Your insubordination has been noted and will be passed on to the relevant parties. Yeah. Should I just inform Sauvineau of your insert. No, I'll be forming. I have informed. Okay. Ah, okay. So we're putting his back against the wall. We're putting him in a corner. To what end? To further embarrass him, to distract him from what he's actually here to do, because we can't control him, so we're misdirecting his attention. He's gonna get angry, but we have mentioned that we've informed Sarahin of his insubordination. That's pretty embarrassing. It sets the precedent of, if you mess with me, I have no interest in negotiating. Okay. We were talking about lording a pardon over his head, but you're saying it might come across as too desperate. What would be the downside of too desperate? It would be that all this kind of hyping us up would fall apart. You are the spineless cat. I love how we're getting really good at mimicking, funnily enough, no pun intended. Not that that's a pun, it's just the same word, but I guess that's what puns are. We're getting really good at playing this despicable character. Like, I would never, over a letter, you called me the coward, let me remind you, blah, blah, blah. I'd never talk like this. You just go aggressive and lure him into the fight. I'll be honest with you, I want a little more time. I want a little more time, but we are luring him into the fight. It's gonna happen this year. I want by the end of this year, I do not want Castus around. That is my guarantee. That is my 9 foot tall, the only one of us that can probably figure this out, guarantee. I want Castus gone this year. I don't have right now to deal with your cowardly grandstanding and insolent attitude. Mark my words, your reckoning is coming. Pray you prove yourself still useful and extend your life. Interesting. Man to man over a letter, and you call me the coward. Let me remind you which of us was bested by Revell. Should I send for the kin to do the same, or should I come myself? I've already told Sarahin of your insubordination. They would not punish us for ending you, and your punishment is inevitable. Can you even return to a win like this? I don't have time right now to deal with your cowardly grandstanding and insolent attitude. Mark my words, your reckoning is coming. Pray you find yourself still useful and extend your life. Drogzev.